Hi, I'm Priyanka Dikshit, Mrs India 2021-22 finalist from Lucknow. I choose to speak on traditional versus modernity. I choose to speak on tradition versus modernity. We Indian women almost always are torn between this balance, between trying to create a balance. I would rather not be saying torn. I would rather say trying to arrive at a beautiful balance of the two, and we succeed more often than not. And the real challenge comes in once we get married. Coming from a family which was a beautiful blend of tradition and modernity, a new family was some kind of a challenge, or maybe I was as skeptical as anybody would be. So, not trying to play safe, I will not say that. I would say, in an attempt not to hurt anybody, not to hurt anyone's sentiments, I would just rather follow in the steps of my mother. We all are a chip of the old block. We consciously or unconsciously model ourselves on our parents. I did the same. I modeled myself after my mother, whom I thought was perhaps the best daughter-in-law. So much so that her mother-in-law would lay her in her lap and oil her hair. Well, I would not allow even my mother-in-law even to pick up a knife and peel the veggies. So much so that for a couple of years, I was just kind of limited to domestic life. I was just a homemaker. And I would get into, you'll laugh if I share that with you, I would get into things like, I took every task upon myself, be it household chores, be it, going out and doing things for the household. Because all the men in the family were out. My husband was posted outside. My brother-in-law was living abroad. My father-in-law was a busy businessman. So like my mother did, I would try to do everything inside the house, outside the house. But unfortunately, that did not make me the Raja Beta of the house. Mine was some kind of a self-initiated marriage, in the sense my husband had taken the initiative to propose marriage to me. My parents accepted in a traditional way. They reached out to his family. We were married finally. But perhaps that 100% acceptance never came in. In my own way, in a very natural way, not attempting to please anyone, I was doing what appeared fit to me, what appeared to be the best solution. There's a little funny incident when my sister-in-law, two of them, they had bought a scooter with their own savings, but none of them were driving it because they were not encouraged from the family. So as a very newly wedded bride, wife rather, and a daughter-in-law, I was, as I said, I was doing everything which should ideally make everybody happy. One fine day, I decided I should take this girl out and teach her to drive. So by that time, I had started wearing salwar kameezes. I even took permission from my mother-in-law to finally, put aside the sari as a daily wear and start including even salwar kameezes in my attire. I was permitted, so I could drive also for her, given that. I took her out in the colony. I was driving. So it was 20 years back. It was something of a shock. A newly married bahu, driving full on in full public view. Once I come back, I thought I would be applauded for this, but I was in for a big blasting. My sister-in-law, sensing trouble, whom I was training to drive, she came to my rescue. Quickly, Bhabhi, quickly, jump up, climb up, go to your room. But my grandmother-in-law, said anything and everything she could. I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing what all happens once you're married in a traditional family. And maybe you should be more cautious, trying not to hurt anybody's sentiments. And well, slowly and steadily, I think maybe I made my way. Only yesterday, I heard a news when another married lady, committed suicide, leaving a 9-year-old son behind. People say maybe she could not handle the pressure of being married into a family she could never understand. So the point that I'm trying to bring home is maybe we should, try to understand things. Maybe we should not take all those things too hard to our minds. We should share all that with somebody. And maybe I can bring this point to the ladies participating herein, that they should try to kind of, reach out to women who are in similar situations and try to counsel them so that this does not happen to any woman. Mine was a different story. Mine was not a story which could take a sad turn, but yes, I had my share of challenges, and we should be more mindful in sharing it with sisters, sharing it with friends so that nothing drastic happens. And we should also, in the same way, reach out to women so that nothing drastic happens to them meeting these challenges. Thank you.